All right, you guys, happy Monday. Coming to you, feeling so good. Anytime that I could come to you, my Bay Area folks and beyond, and say that the Raiders got beat. I tell you what, it makes for a really good Monday for me. So you are looking at a quintessential Raider hater on the call today. And if you want to come at me, then come at me, bro. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, but not really. You guys, I'm happy to be here, excited. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling energized. I'm feeling passionate. We just came off an amazing week last week for Intensity. Well, I want to talk a little bit about that because what was accomplished in 4 weeks from that group was absolutely incredible. But I want to definitely share some of that with you. But before we get the ball rolling, before we start off on this beautiful Monday morning, I'm actually going to turn it over to you, Erica. I'm going to turn it over to you, super mom, grinder, hustler. I want to turn the mic over to you and have you share your sentiment with the group today and share with them what you believe that everybody needs to hear on this beautiful Monday morning, September 9th.
Good morning, everybody. September 9th, Monday, start of the week. And I really believe that everybody should just slow down. You know, living in the Bay Area or just living in California, I just feel like everybody's on the grind and just like on go time every single day, every single second of the day. I think that there's times that we just need to slow down, you know, and recollect ourselves and just take a look at what we are doing instead of just following a very strict timeline every single day. I think that sometimes we just need to slow down. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to slow down, take a step back and look at everything that's happening in front of my eyes instead of just on go mode every single day. Still get your job done, but just slow down a little bit.
I love it. I love it. Well, I appreciate you. And you know what? I think that timing of that message is really good. Last year, in October, I got married in Bali. And this was 1 year. We're coming up on our 1 year anniversary. And I remember, and you've heard me say this before, I remember the sound of the jungle early in the morning. You thought you were just going to go out on your patio and like read. Well, I was too alert because of all the sounds. Like the jungle was just so alive. It was so magical, so beautiful. And it's just kind of like, you know, we forget that, like, slow everything down. Yeah, we got to be busy. We got to grind. We got to build. But I think that I resonate with that message 100%. So really good stuff. You guys, we just wrapped our Summer Intensity. Now, Summer Intensity, for the people that don't know, it is a high-level accountability group, full tilt for 4 weeks. No excuses, no bullshit, and results only. And it was a really powerful group of people that decided to say, you know what, I'm going to throw myself into the fire. I'm going to walk into the flames and I'm going to do this. And I know it's going to be super challenging. There's quite a few faces on the call today that have just we completed on Friday, and I don't want to spend too much time here, but I want to hear from a couple people, and just so you guys can hear, like, what a concerted effort for a short amount of time in a sprint can do for your business, right? They were able to do in 4 weeks what for some of us takes a lot longer than that. And so I just wanted to hear from a couple people. Princess, you're on the call. I know that we talked on Friday. Princess, you're on the call. I think Nicole's on the call, and I'd love to hear from Samandi. Princess, first off, share with the group a little bit about what the metrics were and what happened if you didn't hit it. And then past that, which is more importantly, what happened to you? How do you feel? How did you grow throughout that process? And where is your business at currently? So Princess, if you can do a quick analysis for the group so they can hear what a concerted effort, time frame, push, intensity did for you. Let's hear.
Okay, so metrics. 50 doors knocked every week. So this is a every week metric. 50 doors knocked or prospecting calls. 1 open house, 3 reels a week, 10 stories a day, 5 DMs a day, 10 sphere videos going out to different people, accountability meeting with your accountability partner.
Deal of the week email.
Deal of the week email has to go out, and you have to preview 10 homes a week.
That's it, you guys. That's it. Just a couple things. All right. So now they know what they had to do. Tell me about your experience. Tell them about your experience and how you feel that you grew through that experience.
Oh, it was intense. I mean, in the name, just having to hit your metrics. I mean, my biggest thing was like my business has been kind of it's been a rough first year, but essentially, I knew that I had to take it to the next level, and I knew that the alignment as far as my timeline for what I have going on in my personal life and with intensity was just a no-brainer. It was like, why not do it if you know, with this time where you're at right now, you need to definitely take it to the next level, and that's exactly what it did. Um, it pushed me out of my comfort zone like no other. And the growth of that alone, I took that because I was like, I know that at one point I was super scared and I was just like, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it, but I made it through. I did strike out in the last week, but I mean, the biggest thing is if you plan it, and I mean, you set everything up early within the week, it won't be overwhelming and it won't feel like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. So if anybody,
Now, mind you, she says this humbly. She did not strike out. She got a strike one. She got one, and she didn't get removed from the program. But here's what I've seen from you, Princess. Let's just do a quick survey. Over the course of the last 30 days, have any of you seen Princess's videos? Just raise your hand if, you know, in the past 30 days, you came across one of her videos, you know, having fun, doing her thing, hair, or her silly stuff, or her serious stuff. Like, I think that your visibility has been heightened tremendously in the last 30 days, but here's what I saw. I saw this level of confidence that I knew was always there. It's just sometimes we got to go through this challenge of this business in order for us to really see what we are capable of. And like I saw you turn a corner. And it's a really, really beautiful thing from this vantage point to watch you guys grow, to develop your skills, to have this bravado and this swag to say, you know what? I feel like I'm ready to go out and truly, truly crush this game. So Princess, it's been a pleasure watching you grow. It's been exciting to see, you know, what that program did for you. And so, you know, I appreciate you sharing and you're contributing. Brandy, would love to hear from you really quick. I know you have some contributions. She just finished the program as well. Brandy, 5 kids, entrepreneur, running a business. So she was able to do it. And I just want to hear from you, Brandy. Brandy, what was some of your takeaways and what was the impact of intensity on your business?
That really definitely transformed, or I should say, it brought to light a lot of stuff in my life, and it set those standards that I needed. I needed some cheerleaders. I needed a platform that said, "Hey, let's take some work off your shoulders. This is what you should be doing right now." As a mom of 5, a solo parent as 5, my brain is constantly thinking of everything that I need to do. So the program took that level off of my shoulders and said, here, you don't have to worry about this. At least do these. And I found myself, I'm always like that person that's like, okay, 10 stories, well, I'll do 11 stories. Okay, 5 phone calls, well, I'm going to do 6 phone calls. So, and as that momentum built, it was like, oh, wow, I just made 20 phone calls and the metrics was 10. And then you start like just building this momentum to where like now I'm like, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going. Like even after Friday, Saturday and Sunday, I was like, oh, look, I just posted like 20, 30 stories today. Look, I'm already ahead on my post. Like, okay, like what appointments am I going to set this week? I'll be probably placing my first offer tonight. So, it kind of built that level of like, I'm already living this life where there's no fear. So that intensity program really heightened that. It's like, what are you really scared of? And if you're not scared of anything, then put action to it. And like, that's what I'm doing. So it's like, yeah, when you hit rock bottom and there's nothing else to lose, all you have to do is just move forward and chase it. So like, that's what it did for me. It said, hey, you are allowed to be intense. Let's build this. Let's go from this. Like when you have courage to take a step forward, like, yeah, it's been amazing. And it's been amazing to watch my kids through it. Like my son was like, Mom, I want to go door knocking. My daughter went door knocking for me. My daughter's like, Mom, can you help me with a theater presentation? How do I do it like this? I hear your phone calls, Mom. Like, how do you think if I were to present in front of them, how would that be? And so it's just amazing to watch them. Like, there were nights where I couldn't cook dinner and my daughters had dinner cooked. So it's just amazing to watch teamwork really form within my life, within my business, and then watch people show up for me. That I've really, it's like starting life all over. So really seeing people show up and being like, man, I am intense. This intensity program. All right, let's go. I'm liking this new life. I love it. I'm not scared. Like there, yeah. So.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Well, congratulations to both of you, to Nicole, to Salvatute, to the other people that are on the call that finished it, Cynthia Jackson, Samandy for her 4th time. We'll talk more about that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start an early registration for one last intensity. It's going to be called a winter intensity. And now, obviously, we want to make sure that we're respecting the time of year with travel, but I believe that we can squeeze one more in. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be leaning inward, and I'm going to be reaching out to you guys for an advisory board for the people that were on it. And I think we're going to really just have you guys create the metrics. I'll obviously give my contribution on that. But if you guys want information on that, be on the lookout. JJ, you had your hand up, and then we're going to shift gears in the conversation.
I just want to add one thing. I was a very mediocre athlete, very mediocre, but I coached a lot of teams.
Okay.
And one of the things that I was going to say is the people or the kids that naturally were willing to do the extra rep by themselves, stay 5 minutes longer on a technique, and you didn't have to force them. They always flourished, not just in the sport, but in their life with their attitude. So what she was just talking about a minute ago makes a lot of sense, man. If you can do that in your head and say, well, you're supposed to do 5, let's do 6. It changes the way, it rewires your brain. It's really simple and silly to think about, but it really, really works.
I love this. I love this. You guys, let me ask you a question. If you don't have the person, you should probably get this person. But for Brandy, she has obviously her children. She has Brianna as her accountability coach or accountability partner. She had somebody else that was on the East Coast in our group. But who's your accountability homie right now? Who's the person that is really pushing you and saying, you know what, why are you slipping? Why didn't you go to the gym? Why aren't we making our calls? Why don't we go to the office? Why don't we shoot a video? Why don't we collab on a video? Do you have somebody right now that is an accountability person? Or is there somebody on this call that you really like when they contribute? You like what you see when you watch their videos. You like how they show up, how they articulate their messaging. Maybe that person can be your accountability person. So if you don't have one right now, like look at this group. Be like, you know what, Oliver, I like the way that you speak. All right, Rick, I think I want to choose you as an accountability person. Would you want to, set up a call every week and make sure that we're hitting our own metrics? You guys, so important to have somebody in your corner that is going to help hold yourself accountable to the things that are important to you. And remember what Brandy just said, you guys, the kids are looking. The kids, the people in our life, they're watching you and they're looking at you and they're super, super inspired by all the things that you guys do. I promise you, even the kids and the people and the friends that don't say anything, I promise you, they're inspired by all the action that you take in this business. So I appreciate you sharing, ladies, and JJ, mediocre athlete. I absolutely love that. I wrote that down. Thank you, JJ. Let's do this, you guys. I had some things I want to share with you guys really quick, but before I go, couple weeks ago, and let me make sure my screen will share. I shared this with you guys, but let me see if this will come up. All right, Princess, I'm looking at your face. Can you see my screen yet?
It just says that you started screen sharing.
Go back here.
Your audio has been kind of like
All right, my screen. Yeah, I'm frozen. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Hold on. All right, let's try this again. My internet's been going in and out. I don't know why. Princess, are we back on? Are we good? All right. All right, let's go here. Can you guys see my screen yet? All right, cool.
Yes.
Sorry about that, you guys. I don't know what's going on. I live in River Islands. We have this challenge almost monthly. So here's what I want to do for you guys is I want to help you get better at making appointments. The only way I'm going to help you get better at making appointments is actually being able to sit with you in a coaching session and listen to your calls together. So we launched a new program. Every single person, you don't have to worry about setting everything up. It's already set up. What I need from you, if you are on our team, to make your calls through Follow Up Boss. And what happens is that this tool tracks every single phone call that you guys make, and it records the conversations. I can see here that over the course of the last couple weeks, this is how many calls we've made, this is the rating, so on and so forth. It tells us, where the good calls were, where the calls where we need to make, improvements. I could pull it up per agent. Let's just go Kelly because she was an example I was using earlier. Let's go Kelly. I could pull up all of her calls. Now, mind you, Kelly is hustling. And mind you, this is still new, so some of the data might not be as accurate. But what I can do is I can go and listen to the entire call. All the transcription is here, and then agent coaching, obviously highlighting benefits, proactive engagement, and clearly defining the next steps. You guys, if you want to get better at making phone calls and you want to get better at really, really analyzing your business to convert for more, because let's do this. Let's say that you're converting right now an average percentage of 1 point. Let's just say you convert 1% of all the calls that you make through the lead funnel. What happens to your business if you converted 2%, right? Let's say 3%. What does that do for you for money at the end of the year? How does that impact your quarter? So you guys, as a coach and as a leader, I truly, truly want to help you. But if I don't have any of your data, then I'm just going to be able to pick the calls from people that are actually making the calls through Follow Up Boss. Now, this is not a requirement right now. However, it is going to be a requirement if you're working any of our company generated leads that you have to make the calls through Follow Up Boss. Why do we say that? Because we want to help you. Because when we help you, you're going to make more money. And so I want to encourage you guys. I want to implore you. I want to push you guys to make the calls through Follow Up Boss, because I could look at every single thing that you guys did. I could look at the stages. I could look at the source. I could look at the time that was spent on each call. If it was 10 minutes, if it was 1 to 5 minutes, I could look at keywords. And so you guys, this is an opportunity for you to get really, really good at making phone calls, converting for more business, and making sure that you guys are sharp. Because if you don't listen to your own calls, if you don't know what you're saying or not saying, then how are you getting better? So I'm going to open it up to you guys right now. If you guys were to sit on the phones for 1 week, 2 weeks, over the last couple of weeks, how are you evaluating how well that you actually did? Did you tell yourself, oh, that was a good call? Did it feel good? Or do you have any actual measurement of how well you were actually doing your calls? How are you guys currently measuring the success of your phone calls right now? Please take yourself off of mute. I want to hear from you. And Beth Ann, do you have 2 weights or do you just have one? Just have one. Okay. And once you get another one, I'm going to show you a really good shoulder workout since you were working shoulders and arms. But sorry. All right, guys. Right now, I need you to take yourself off of mute. How are you currently evaluating your phone skills?
I'll be honest, I'm not. And I like to use my phone to make my calls because I feel like they'll have my callback number and a way to text me if anything comes out of that call. So but I realize that the team's not able to track what I'm doing. I'm not able to track what I'm doing. And it's a lot more messy and all over the place versus if I was to just stick to Follow Up Boss. So question for you, Coach, is if I make my calls through Follow Up Boss, will they have like a way to directly connect with me through my phone again or text me directly?
Yeah, somebody speak to that that's already doing it. Can anybody address that? Like, how do they?
So follow up gives you your own number. Follow boss gives you your own number. So pretty much on the app, you have a portal where you can see your messages and your calls. So anytime you make a call, you shoot a message and they text you back or call you back. You'll see on the app. And also, if you have it on your browser and your computer, you'll be able to get it there. So it's like a whole separate system. It's cool because you can divide your life.
And Mel, it's super easy to convert the personal call to follow up boss. If you just let them know, like, we're connected right now on this cell, but I'm going to transfer you over to my business line that helps me stay organized and is connected to my email. So you're going to have both, but I'm going to be contacting you through this one. So that way you just like move the call over to follow up boss, and then all of the communication comes from there. It is a little bit of a gap and a little clunky for the two numbers, but if you make that statement, usually people will just go with the number that you're calling them from.
Also, Mel,
Thank you.
Mel, if you download the app, the Follow Up Boss app, you can call from your cell phone, but using the app. So the call gets logged in Follow Up Boss, and you can text there too. So you can just open the app, and it's just like a cell phone.
Is there any
Okay.
way for us to have the number that we're calling from when they dial it back transfer to us, like or like flow to our phone where we can answer it? Because I had one this weekend where he called it and then left a message, and I saw on Follow Boss is, "Oh, you have a message," but then he also called my cell phone number. So is there a way that when they call the Follow Up Boss that it can come to our phone?
Your calls should forward to your phone. Like they will show up in your call log as if it's coming through your phone. Because sometimes I can't tell if this is a follow-up boss call or a personal when it first comes in. But it will show if you go into your settings and you integrate, if you ask it to integrate with your cell number, then it should do that. Like it's a setting that should just show, I want it to ring to both, and then it will come in as a regular call on your phone.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose. Go ahead, whoever that was.
So I believe you will have to add your phone number, the follow-up boss number, to your actual contact. So you know how your name pops up, like your profile, then you will have to add that number there, and then it will ring to your actual phone. Because I used to have follow-up boss when I was with the McLean team, and you will have to add your follow-up number on your actual profile on your actual device on your phone.
Yeah, it is. You're right, Estefania. I'm on Follow Up Boss settings right now, and it seems like that's an easy way to set that up and make sure that the two are communicating. Thank you for your input. I appreciate what you said, Blessing. Can you text me, like if you have a script or something that you send to your clients, just to make sure there's no confusion? Because our email signatures have our personal line, our marketing will have our personal line. And so I think right off the bat, if you just explain like, hey, I'm using a separate business line to contact you, it's so much better, less confusing. Than that way we're like already, setting them up for success from the beginning.
Yeah, and I absolutely love that, Mel. Blessing, if you do have the script, or Patrick, whoever else is using follow-up boss number at a very, very high level, if you have something that just tells the human that, hey, I'm human, so using this number allows me to organize every single conversation that we'll have, so I don't lose anything and I don't misplace anything, right? It's just a very human way to organize things. But by a show of hands, and Brandy, I'll come to your hand in a second. I saw your hand up. Would it be helpful if we did a very quick workshop, not today, obviously, to make sure that everyone knew how to set this up? Would it be helpful? Right? Because what I don't want is I don't want deers in the headlights, and then we get off this call, people are like, I don't know how to do that, and I'm not going to do that. Oh my God, fuck it, I'm confused, right? That's not what I want. What I want clarity, because for Mel's case here, let's go here, Mel. So say this was Mel's call, right? Mel's been in the game for some time. She wants to obviously improve. She wants to get better. She's somebody that runs towards coaching, not away from it. So say this was Melody's call, and Melody and Chase Hooper discuss Chase's budget constraints and the challenges of finding a suitable home within the 400 to 450 range. She highlighted difficulty of finding homes at that price point, so on and so forth. So what it did is it transcribed the entire message. And what you can see, we're not picking on Lisa, obviously, this is just a call. It says what she could have done better and why it's a frown face. Frown face means that there's an opportunity to get better on this call. So it transcribes the whole thing. Well, now what I can do is say, okay, Mel, you and I have a coaching session. Here's what I want you to do. I'm going to pull up Shiloh. I want you to pull up your Instagram. I'm going to pull up your calendar, right? Let's just start there. Well, now what I can do is I can see, okay, here's all the things that she did really good, but here's the improvements. Reframing rate concerns, right? How powerful is this? What we can do is we could actually play this clip of reframing it, right? Let's say it's right here. I could play that. And then what you're going to be able to do is say, okay, how do I reframe a rate concern? When discussing interest rates, Lisa could reframe the concern by highlighting potential benefits, such as the possibility of refinancing in the future if rate drops. This can alleviate the client's anxiety about current interest rates. Also, you can have a conversation about money lost through rent and appreciation and growth and all these things. But once you hear what you actually say, you'd be like, fuck, do I really sound that way? Do I really sound that way? And you guys, I'll just share with you yesterday. I went to the batting cages and I was like, like I'm a big guy, I should be hitting further, right? And like I recorded myself, 100 pitches almost. And I was like, okay, I see where I'm making challenges. So it's the same thing. It's watching tape, listening to tape. Anchoring positive outcomes. Lisa could use more positive language to anchor the benefits of making a decision now, such as a potential appreciation in property value, like I was just saying, or the advantage of locking in a home before prices rise further. I promise you, you're going to hear nuances in the way that you directly communicate with the consumer that you can just tweak. And I'm not saying reframe and recreate the entire wheel. Maybe it's a word. Maybe it's a pause. Maybe it's, I don't know. And you didn't say, let's do this, Mel. It sounds like you have a general interest about purchasing a home in the Bay Area, but you're still a little gun shy and you're a little scared about what's going to happen in the future, and rightfully so. Let's do this. Let's at least go and look at some houses in Berkeley to see what you like in a home. Let's go look at neighborhoods to see how it feels. And from there, we're going to go through a buyer's consultation. I'll tell you more about the home buying process, the journey, and make sure that you have an advocate throughout this entire process. Whether it's 3 months from now or whether it's a year down the road, I want you to know that you have an advocate in your corner. I'm available at 2 or 4 tomorrow, what works best for you. I want you guys to be able to hear these patterns in the way that you communicate so you can book more appointments. When you book more appointments, you're going to make more money, right? You're going to make more money. That is simple. If you don't have phone game right now, you are missing a vital skill. And if you have the skills and the the courage to get on the phones, all I want to do is say, all right, let's watch some tape. Let's hear how you can get better, Mel. So Mel, I appreciate you wanting this. This is going to help.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm so juiced about this. This is fucking dope, you guys. Like, Elias, tell me when I can start using this. Seriously.
Now it's on. Go ahead. Because we
I
need
can do
about
it anytime. And you can see
anytime.
these insights, or I can see them too.
I can see this. You can't see this. I have to share it with you.
Oh man, I'm calling you every day, bro.
All right, let's go to Brandy. Brandy, you had your hand up. We'll start to shift gears, you guys, but I'm excited what this can do for your business. Let's go, Brandy.
So for follow-up boss, if anyone has concern on, all my contacts already have my personal line, like I was chatting with Brianna about that through the intensity program. And so I'll tell you guys, in follow-up boss, there's a V card. You can send that out to you can integrate all your contacts and send that out and initiate those conversations. So there might be somebody that you haven't touched base with. You could send everybody your new V card. Hey, this is my new business line. And it just re-rolls those conversations and routes everyone who may not be a client, who didn't think about it. Just another way to starting conversations all over again, and then getting your phone.
Yeah, and I love this. And while we're on this conversation, I can see that she made an outbound call to Anita, right? And I don't know if you remember talking to Anita about scheduling property, so on and so forth. But even to this degree, right? Like, how are you scheduling for your appointments, right? How are you following up with a consumer? How are you delivering bad news? Like, I tell you what, you guys, it can work in so many different levels. And the agent coaching on this particular call tells her, setting clear next steps. Brandy could improve by setting clear next steps by the end of the call. For example, she could have confirmed specific time to call Anita back to visit the property, so on and so forth. This would help in keeping the process organized, ensuring that both parties. Wow. So here's the coaching opportunity for Brandy. Brandy, are you setting next steps every single time you get off the phone call before you get off the phone call with the consumer? Tom, here's what we're going to do next. I'm going to send you an email. In that email is going to be 3 bullet points. There's going to be one link. I want you to click that. And then I'm going to see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. I'm also going to be sending you a calendar invite. If you don't receive that, make sure to text me. I'm looking forward to meeting you and your wife tomorrow, right? There's like setting clear next steps. Using positive language. Brandy could focus on using more positive language to create strong associations. For instance, instead of saying they have way too many properties on their list, she could say they have a great selection of properties to choose from. I haven't listened to the call, so I don't know more context. And then anchoring clients' interest. Brandy could use anchoring techniques to reinforce her client's interest in specific properties. For example, in discussing Whispering Creek property, she could highlight its unique features and benefits, such as the gated community, upcoming price adjustment, to create a stronger appeal and encourage her clients to consider it seriously. But those are things that Brandy might not have considered. Like, oh, let me go back and look at Whispering Creek. Did I mention any of these? I didn't even mention that in my conversation. So you guys, I don't want to spend any more time on this, which I do want to spend more time on it. But right now, for the sake of coaching, all I want you guys to do is just go in there and make your calls through Follow Up Boss. If you need some help setting that all up, let me know. I'll help you with that. But you guys, this is going to be a way for us all to improve our game. You set more appointments, you go on more appointments. You go on more appointments, you write more offers, write off more offers, you get more offers accepted, you make more money, you're happy, and that's Christmas money, so on and so forth. So let's get right into a few things, you guys, before we shift gears. But I want to make sure that you guys understand that we're going to move into an era of being able to track the way that you guys are making conversations so you guys can get better. Now, we talked a little bit about wins from intensity. We talked a little bit about wins in general, but I want to go to the board, you guys. And if this is a newer session for you, if you're just starting to attend, keep it moving. In your box, wherever you put that, you write it on a piece of paper on your whiteboard. There's only one thing that fits in here. It's your numbers. There's no room for excuses. There's no room for bullshit, and there's no room for your stories. I don't want to hear them. Nobody wants to hear them. Your kids don't want to hear them. You shouldn't be selling yourself a story of why you're not doing the things that you know that you need to do. So I want you to ask yourself this question: what income producing activities are you committing to this week, and how? Because it reminded me of intensity, and my internet might be a little unstable. So Melody, if it is, I might have you take over. Just hop in if it just starts to get choppy. The reason I bring this up is because we just ended intensity. In 4 weeks, that group was able to produce over 23,000 activities. Stay with me. 23,000 activities as a collective. And there was about 41 people in that group. So think about that, right? How will you ensure you hold yourself accountable to actually completing that? Do you have a friend? Do you have a Mel? Do you have a Mike? Do you have a June? Do you have a Brandy? Who's going to be someone on this call today that you may want to lean to hold you accountable, right? Maybe that person's me. Maybe that person's Kenny. I don't know. But the point is, if you're going to set yourself up a goal for this week, then who's going to be the person that's going to check in on you? Who's going to be the person that says, hey, I'm at your door. Get your gym shoes. We're going to work out. We're going to take that walk. We're going to take that hike. We're going to lift those weights. What is a major excuse you've allowed yourself to make recently? And what immediate steps will you take to eliminate that excuse from your mindset and routine? And I'm going to pause for a second, because I think this is definitely worthy of a conversation. I have quite a few people on the call. I don't want to, pick on anybody, but I do want to hear from people that I don't hear from that often. And I'm going to go to, let's go here. Let's go Jessica Madeir. Jessica Madeir, I'm going to have you answer this question and allow us to go a little bit further with each other this morning, allow us to be vulnerable, allow us to be completely transparent. Jessica, are you ready? Jessica Madeir.
Sorry, I'm having some
Jakara.
issue with because I'm getting in the car and it's going on and off. Hey,
All right, are you?
gosh, you're going in and out as well. I don't know if you're frozen now.
Hey, Jessica. Yeah, I think he's going in and out, but I think his main question was just to answer the question on the screen. Can you see it?
Let's see. Hold on.
What is one
No, I
major
can't.
excuse you've allowed yourself to make recently? And what immediate steps will you take to eliminate that excuse from your mindset and your routine? So that's you, Jessica. Try your best to answer the question. I know he probably caught you off guard, girlfriend, because
Yeah.
you're in the car.
Yeah,
But
I
you
did.
got
I just got a
this.
major run. But
You
anyways,
got this.
yeah, so basically the major excuse probably for me would be at this moment just a lot of stuff going on, like family issues and stuff, and it's been a little difficult to get tackled to what I need to handle in real estate business. So that's one thing, but I've got that all covered, and now I'm like focused, and definitely want to join that team that he's talking about.
It's not a team.
Intensity.
It's the intensity's done. We haven't scheduled the next one.
Okay.
But my question is this, and if it's choppy, Mel, you can take over, Blessing, take over. My question is really simple. What happens when life comes up again? Family, challenges, all those things, what happens then? How are you going to make sure that that doesn't stand in the way of your progress in your business?
I think it's leaning on people and, just kind of asking for people to jump in and kind of take place of the things that usually I'm the one that need to handle things.
Who are the people?
Family.
Okay.
Yeah.
And have those conversations now. Like if you know it's something that you've been challenged with, say, hey, we need to have a family meeting and discuss this because there's going to be a time where I'm probably going to need to lean on you and have your A team.
Yeah, definitely. We did have that yesterday. So it turned out great and everyone's willing to step in.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. Let's go here. Mel, I'll have you read the next one and have you just pick somebody that way if my audio is choppy. Let's go, Mel.
What did you accomplish last week that made you feel empowered, and explain why? So I'm going to go to Gabrielle Olson. Gabrielle, I don't think we've ever met each other in person, and I haven't heard you speak yet. So just take yourself off of mute and give it your best shot.
Well, this past week I've been working on a listing appointment that I have tomorrow. So I've been getting ready for that. I've just been sitting down and doing these meetings. I got I kind of pulled away from real estate for a little bit, so I feel good getting back into like the meetings and the coaching and like kind of learning all the new stuff because I kind of just distanced myself from real estate for a few months. And so I'm kind of like getting myself back into it until I feel confident enough to like really, I mean, I have a listing appointment, but I haven't been prospecting like I should probably. But for me, it's like I need to feel confident in what I know before I can like make the calls. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but.
So Gabrielle, so let's go back to the question. What did you accomplish last week that made you feel empowered?
Last week, I mean, just working on my listing presentation and really trying to be over prepared for that. That's kind of what I've been zoning in on. And that's what I've been working on last week because the listing appointment is tomorrow.
Okay, he cut out. So I think that's amazing. Is that the only
Well,
thing?
so the empowerment came from.
Yeah, I think he's cutting out.
Yeah, he's cutting in and out.
Sounds like the empowerment came from setting the listing appointment. Was that a sphere, open house lead, friends or family? Where did that listing lead come from?
It came from my last listing. She came into one of my open houses and it's the house right across the street.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. Elias, you're cutting out.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know why. But let's go back to this one. Mel, I'll have you take charge on this one as well. Somebody had their hand up, but Mel, if you can read off that question.
Okay. What videos are you dropping this week? Ooh, this is a good one. What videos are you dropping this week and who are those videos targeting? Oh man, that is a really, really good one. Oliver Ramirez, if you can take yourself off of mute and answer this question. I don't even think that we've met before, but it would be great to hear what videos are you creating this week and who are those videos targeting?
For sure. Yeah. So, what I'm doing this week, I'm actually going to be doing, we just finished intensity. So I'm going to be making a reel for intensity where I'm going to just like capture all the 4 weeks that we were doing it and then shooting it out to everybody.
Amazing. And then who are those videos targeting exactly for the intensity?
It would be basically, my SOI and just everyone following me on Instagram.
Okay, cool. So it's basically just showing them that you completed this challenge, you completed this week of intensity, and that you're active in your business right now. Is that who it
Correct.
would be targeting, your SOI?
Correct.
Pick one more, and then I'm gonna try something to get back on.
Okay, Patrick, I feel like you're just like on a roll right now. I don't even know what you're doing. I want to know, but before we get into what you're doing and where you're at, why don't you go ahead and tell us what videos are you dropping this week and who are those videos targeting?
All right. Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. I'm just setting up in the office right now. Good morning, guys. So for content plan for this week, right? Keep it simple. PT means just property tours. What I find is that we can't, for me personally, I don't want to spend too much time kind of curating ideas and making new trends and whatnot. I find that very, it's not worth my time. And so I came up with this new structure where I'm just going to come up with 5 property tours, kind of new style that I'm doing. And then every Wednesday and every Sunday, I'm going to do a value post. And it's mainly for the market here in San Francisco. We're still seeing 30% discount on condos. Now's the time to buy. Interest rates are going down, that kind of stuff. But mainly more steering myself towards investors and what they would find interesting topics wise, right? Materials, why is this here, blah, blah, and all that stuff. So yeah, this week is going to be mainly focused on those guys.
Love it. Love it. Okay. Looks like Elias just tapped out on us. So I'm just gonna keep picking on a couple of more people that I haven't heard from before. Nicole Owens. Owens, did I say that correct, Nicole? I'm sorry if I'm butchering your last name.
No, it's Ewan's.
Ewens. Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Nicole, I don't think I've had the pleasure of meeting you before. Do you mind sharing with us what videos are you planning on dropping this week and who are those videos targeting?
Honestly, I don't really have any plans to drop any videos this week. I'm still working on that, but I have done reels where I've gone to open houses and done reels on that.
Okay, cool. Did you get any traction on that?
No, I mean people like the videos, but I haven't got any business from it.
Okay, cool. So maybe switch it up to something different next time and
Yeah.
maybe do some different kind of stuff. I always like to scroll on Instagram Reels at the end of the day when I have nothing else going on and I can save some of those videos in my Instagram, click that little save button, and then I always try to recreate them in my own way later on. So if you ever run out of ideas, because we all do, right? You might want to try to like R&D, which is rip off and duplicate. It's one of my favorite sayings. But thank you for sharing. I appreciate you being honest and you being vulnerable about that.
Yeah.
Let's go to
Thank
one
you.
more person.
We got 2 hands up really quick, 3
Okay.
hands up. So let's go to Deepak, let's go to Brandy. I'm not sure if Blessing contributed. Sorry, you guys, I don't know what's going on with my internet. I apologize, but thank you, Mel. Let's go Deepak, and then Mel, don't go too far because I need your help.
Yeah, I'm talking about the videos. So the last weekend, I have attended one open house and helped one of our team member in Oakley, and I put that video on Instagram. I got a good response. Even I met few people after that open house. They checked about it because I have not put too much information about open house. I wanted to be open, so people were like, "Where was it? How was it? What's the market look like?" And the another video which I put it is one of my friend who is into flipping. He's flipping one house in Stockton. So I went over there. I just took a video while people are working on the particular house. So that specifically video was focusing on the people who are in investment. They are looking for something to flip, right? And I also got a good attraction towards it. People like the comments. They put some comments. They asked. Even I met few people. They were asking. So are you into flipping and everything? So there was some traction of it. So I really loved it. in future, similar videos, the next step is showing my face into those people, right? Right now, my face was not there, more of a open house and the flipping side. But now, my face is coming this week soon. So that's what the plan is.
I love this. And Melody, at any time, just interrupt me. Let's go blessing. I'm not sure if we got to Brandy's hand. Thank you, Deepak.
We didn't get to Brandy, but I wanted to
Blessing, hold on really quick. Is there new art?
Yes. My friend Jocelyn is a paint party hostess, JJ. And yeah, that was my women empowerment painting from Sunday's networking event.
I love it. Sorry, I noticed it. Go on.
Good. I wanted to go back to Nicole for a second. If she's okay with this is group coaching and you know that everyone's here to support. You'd said that you weren't really sure what you were going to post today, but you opened up the call talking about, this Oldsmobile that you are in the process of restoring. Can you commit to like posting something about that just so that your audience gets to know you? Like this is a group where you can get ideas from, but it's also one that Elias is going to ask for a commitment. So you kind of didn't commit. So I wanted to put you on the spot and see if we can get a commitment about a video about the car that you're restoring.
I know. Thank you, Blessing. I didn't want to push her too hard and make her hate
I
me
push
right off the
everyone.
bat.
Everyone
She
knows.
doesn't even know who I am. I'm going to give her the 3rd degree.
This is the first time we met too, but I'm like, Nicole, we're here to see you win. So what's the video you're going to post?
Hold on a second. I want to thank Blessing, thank Mel for the contributions, because that's what it's all about, you guys. Like, right? You don't need me here, to say, hey, I'm going to push you. We're all here to support one another. And look at that. Nicole, one of your sisters on the call said, hold on a second. Elias was off, but I didn't hear a full commitment from you. So let's look at this really quick. Is this the blue Oldsmobile? Is it blue and white?
Yes.
All right, cool. And are you talking in this video?
No.
All right, so Blessing, I think that you're onto something cool. I first off think that this car is dope. Like, I want to know more about it. I want to know more about it. What's it listed for? Why are you selling it? Like, when does the engine go in? All of that stuff.
Okay. I can do that.
Blessing, you hold her accountable to that?
I am holding her accountable. And the reason is, Nicole, we're more than real estate, and you're going to find your clients in that car community. You're going to find your buyer too for it. And maybe you get more momentum in a place that you're not expecting. So Today's Monday. When's the video going to post? And I'm going to share it all over the place. I'm not a car person, but I will be there.
I can post it later today.
Fabulous. Okay.
How about this? Why don't you shoot the video inside of the car? Like, start the conversation out, like shoot it and then get out of the car. Like, I just think that you have like this cool studio already in this Oldsmobile.
Well, the car's in Long Beach, and I'm
okay.
Next time though.
Road trip to Long Beach, right? There, down.
But I love how green screen. Oh, I love this. Like, yeah, you could literally just have it up in the background and talk about that car. That's a really, really cool idea. Good stuff, Ash. I love it. And Blessing, I love that. So Nicole, Blessing's going to be knocking on your door, holding you accountable to this video.
All right. I love it. Thank you.
All right, Brandy, let's go to you. And then Dee Bledsoe will go to you. And thank you guys for your patience. Thank you, Mel, for bailing me out. I needed you. Brandy, let's go.
That was totally an old hand.
Okay. Well, hi. Let's go, Dee Bledsoe.
No, I raised my hand because this made me think of a pretty good point. I haven't met Nicole in person, but I've seen her post about the car. I've seen her post about I think at the Future concert or something, and it just struck a chord with me. I was like, oh, this person has a lot of things that in common that I'm interested in. This is a dope follow. But we don't get that type of feedback from most of our followers. So I think it's just good to remember to post shit about yourself because it's going to resonate with somebody. So don't overthink it and just continue to build your presence. Just be consistent with whatever it is that you, and it's going to attract whoever it's supposed to. Like, um, uh, 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 um, I forget. Anyway, I've seen a lot of, because of intensity, I've seen a lot of people that I haven't seen on the team on social media, and it shines a different light on you, and again, it attracts people to whatever it is that you're trying to sell or whatever it is that you're trying to present. So just be consistent and be you, and it's going to resonate.
I love this. Nicole, and look at the feedback. Oh, this is a dope follow. She likes things that I like. There's a common interest there. Let me follow her back. Now we're in each other's ecosystem, right? So Nicole, take yourself off and mute really quick and have this conversation with me. Nicole, how long have you been into classic cars?
My whole life.
And who did you get that inspiration from? Was it somebody that you grew up with seeing their cars, or did you come into this on your own?
It's from my dad.
Your dad. And is your dad still with us?
Yes.
All right, cool. And so tell me about a childhood memory about a car that he had, and why was it so cool to you?
He had the 25th anniversary of the silver Corvette. It looked like the Batmobile.
Nice, nice. What year was that?
I think it was in 1975, I think.
And how old were you when you remember that car?
I was like 18, and I remember taking it out when I wasn't supposed to, when he was gone.
Yes, yes, yes. And it was probably one of the coolest feelings ever, right?
Yeah.
And over the years, what other cars did he have that stand out to you?
He has a 19, I think it's 45 Lincoln. I think something like that.
Nice. With the suicide doors?
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, cool. So I want you to go down that lane. And what I mean by that is that when you're talking about your love and being a car enthusiast and how deep rooted it is, I remember my dad had a 1980 something red Corvette that had T-tops, and you take the T-tops out, it was like a half convertible, and it was the coolest thing. And then my dad would have all this chest hair, and he'd have his feathered hair, and I'd look over at him, he was like, my dad was the coolest thing ever, right? And then my aunt had a 69 Chevelle, and she had that car forever. And then my dad had a 3-speed Firebird that he would send me at 14 years old to go get cigarettes at the store. I couldn't even buy cigarettes, but I'd come back with cigarettes. And it was 3-speed, and it had the 2 hood scoops, and I thought I was the coolest kid ever driving that car. But like when you go down that path, we all have somebody in our life that probably was an uncle or a father or a mother that had a cool car that we looked up to, and now you're living through that with your Oldsmobile. Shit, there's a huge audience out there. And guess what? Like Blessing was saying, that audience buys homes too. They buy homes, and there's just a really, really cool community. So I think that you're on to something super special here.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
How many of you guys agree that there's something there? There's something special there. That just takes me back. My mom, she had an old Super Beetle, and that's the reason why I have my Beetle. Maybe I'll tell this story. I'm so glad that you're sharing with us, Nicole. My mom had a Super Beetle that was stole in the late 70s, and she got it back in the early 80s. And it was totally primered, and she got it back, number, all this stuff. Well, my stepdad at the time worked for a place called Brought Back Bugs in San Diego. And every single week, Donald, at the time, he would jack a part. He would put it in his little lunchbox or put it under his jacket, whatever. It was a different time, right? And so it's like the song, the Johnny Cash song, I got it one piece at a time, and it didn't cost me a dime. So he built my mom's car, and she had a Porsche motor and a dual carburetors racing cam, and this car would just smoke cars. And I remember my mom would say, like, hold on, we're gonna go fast. And I'd be in the front. We didn't even have seatbelts. And I just remember the feeling of it. My mom would smash on cars. God, there's so much there, Nicole, so much there. So like, you don't have to look too far sometimes. You just have to look internally, because if you told that story, nobody else could tell that story about your dad and his anniversary silver Corvette. I could just picture it now. And then you mobbing it when you weren't even supposed to mob it. Like, that's a really cool story, Nicole. So like, you don't have to look too far. You don't have to look too far. But you guys, listen, really, really good session. I wanted to encourage all of you, and I know Melody does this, and I know other people on this call. If you guys want to get in bigger rooms, if you want to speak, whether it's here, whether it's at, different panels, whether you want to be a keynote, whether you want to deliver something, you guys throw your hand up. And even if you are told no, it is okay. You have to get in people's mind. You have to get into their mind share to where when they're thinking about speakers, they want to come to you, right? When they think about, last year, Ashley spoke at Focus and Fire, Blessing, all the other people on the call that want to speak, the Patricks, whoever else you are, you got to get yourself in their world and you have to be persistent. You have to be persistent about it. The reason why I'm sharing this with you guys, I got some good news. I just got it this morning. I want to share this with you. You guys are the first to hear. So, I got a congratulatory email this morning that I will be officially speaking at EXPCon this year, which I've been going back and forth with them for months. I don't know what I'm going to talk about yet, but I threw my name out there over and over and over and over and over and over and over again to the point of exhaustion. They can't fucking get rid of me, right? They can't get rid of me. And I want to encourage that for all of you guys, that if you have a voice or a message or something that you feel like, you know what, that's what I want to do, then go after it. Go after it. I am no different than you guys. I will always be persistent. I will be consistent, and I will be aggressive for the things that I want in this life. And so I want to encourage you guys. I want to implore you, if there's somebody that's doing a podcast or somebody that's doing a live or shit, why don't you go live with somebody? Why don't you say, hey, Kenny, I was thinking we can go live. You want to share some thoughts with me? Cool. Yeah, I'll do it. Like, just do it yourself. Do it yourself. Right. So I want to encourage you guys to go after the things that you guys want, raise your hand, get in those rooms and speak up for the things that you guys want in your life. Listen, I appreciate you guys stepping up, and it really shows me that despite what happens, technical difficulties, you guys are here to carry the load, and I appreciate you guys. So thank you, Mel. Thank you, Blessing. Thank you for Erica for being my host, and thank you for all the contributions today. And that's what Keep It Moving is all about. So you guys, thank you for everything that you do, everything that you represent. And as always, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision, and go out there and absolutely destroy and crush this week. Peace.
Congrats, Elias. Rock it.
Thank you.